Hello everybody, welcome in. Welcome to my super fantastic brush video overview. It's just basically a video over all the brushes that I like to use. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description to where you can download all of these for free. But we're gonna get right into it because I'm not trying to make this a super long video, just an informative one, just one that you can refer back to if you decide that you want to test these brushes out for yourself, and hopefully you will find it helpful. And if you have any questions about anything that you see here in this video, feel free to leave a comment down below and I will try to get to it as soon as I can. So with all that being said, let's get started. Alright, here we are in Clip Studio Paint, and I'm going to go through these brushes one by one and give you a little preview and look and feel into what they do and also what I like to use them for. If you see this little icon right here, this little alien dude, his name is Blip. He's our personal mascot. If you see him by any of these brushes, that's just to let you know that that's a brush that I like to use fairly often, on the regular. It's probably one of my favorite brushes to use, as of this video anyways, because we all know that we tend to find brushes that we really like, and we're like, this is my new favorite brush, I'm gonna be using it forever and ever, and then we find a new favorite brush, and then yeah. So as of this video, if you see that icon by any of these, that's currently what I like to use for my work. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first one at the top here is going to be the marker pen. So this is basically just a nice little line art brush. It doesn't have any taper on it. I'm gonna kind of zoom in a bit. As you can see, it's just blunt on both ends. It doesn't respond to any sort of pen pressure, sensitivity, anything like that. It's just a very straightforward marker pen, which is really nice. It's actually pretty fun to sketch with. So if you want to give that a whirl, go for it. The next one on the list is a kind of like a tapered watercolor brush. I used to do a lot of line art with this brush, and I still will on occasion. It gives really nice, well, what I want to say, like a response time when it, like, to my pen pressure sensitivity. Like, it responds really well, and it's really good for like really fine details, like you're doing like eyelashes or hair strands, stuff like that. You can see how much thin details you can get from it. I really like it a lot. It gets my Blip stamp of approval. So I would definitely check that out if you like inking with this kind of brush. The next one that we have is this cat pen color. Now originally this brush was just cat pen and it would only be black and white, but I've edited it where like it will do color now too. But I found this from an animator and they would do a lot of sketching with it. It's kind of got some cool texture in it, and it's an interesting shape. I do like sketching with it a lot. It gives a really fun like kind of concept art feel. It's got like some green in it. I don't use it that often, but when I want to have fun and sketch with something different, this is definitely one that I will play around with. And also the harder you press, the darker it does get, and it does adjust with your pressure sensitivity, which is very cool. This next one, okay, the G Pen. If you have Clip Studio Paint, which you probably do or are thinking about getting it if you're watching this video, most of you probably have it if you're watching this video. The G Pen's a default brush that's already in Clip Studio Paint, so I kind of just listed it here just so that you know that you have it already, but it's one of my favorite brushes. Clip did a really good job with this one. It's basically kind of like the marker one, except for it has a nice taper on it. It's really responsive. It feels really smooth. Very nice for any sort of like comic work or anything where you need like crisp lines, but also you want that kind of tapery control with your pen pressure, it's one of my favorite brushes. So good job, Clip Studio Paint. Like I said, you can find this in the pen section already in your program. So if you just wanted this brush, you don't even need to download the rest of them. You already have it. So yeah, definitely check out the G Pen if you haven't already. I really like it a lot. And next, we are going to be moving to one of my favorite brushes that I just recently discovered, and I've been obsessed with it, and I've been using it like nonstop lately, and most of my illustrations going forward, I think I'm going to be using this as like my main sketching and line art brush. This is a pencil brush. So, where is it? Where did it go? Wait a minute. Where is it? Wait, why isn't it working? New favorite brush canceled. Hold on. Hold on. I'm so confused. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, wait. Wait. I think I know. Aha! Classic blunder. You know what? I'm gonna leave that part in the video to help get over my perfectionism of needing to make perfect videos. Okay, so I was just on the wrong layer. It's okay, guys. It happens. You know how it happens. So this is a pencil brush, and it's so nice. It really does feel like I'm sketching and drawing with a traditional pencil. So it gives me that awesome vibe that I like when I draw traditionally. It's just so pretty, and I love the texture. I just love how it sketches, and it just feels really good. Now you'll see here this content ID. I'm going to show you later in the video where you put that in so that you can actually download it. This is a free brush that you can download as well off of the Clip Studio Material Assets page. I did include it in the brush pack as well, so if you don't want to search it up, it is already going to be in with the files. But it's just so nice. I could literally sit and sketch all day long with this, and I just love it when I find a brush that is just so fun that it makes me want to draw more. So if you are looking for a really nice sketching brush, pencil brush in general, check this one out. I like it. I like it a whole bunch. Alright, these are what I consider my painting brushes. They're what I like to render with. They're just really nice and soft and smooth. They blend really nicely. I love just like picking between the colors, blending through them. I'm not going to do a whole painting here, but you can just kind of see how they're just nice and soft. It doesn't really taper too much, but it does respond really well to pressure sensitivity, which is really nice. I like that. See how it kind of like, I can go softer with it, but then I press harder. You know, it does more. So that's this one. This brush, all these brushes I found free, so they're not from anybody's paid pack. I think this one came from DeviantArt at some point, but I really liked it, and I've been using it and painting with it for a while. So, you know, just try things out, see which brush you like, you know, and experiment, really. That's pretty much what I've done when it comes to finding brushes that I like to use. Experimenting is the way to go. So this next one is liner. So this is basically, it's like the version 2 of this line work brush, except for it's thicker and I use it more for painting. It's got more of like a watercolor hard edge feel here versus the one that I just showed you. It kind of leaves a little bit of texture behind, which can be cool. Again, just play around with things and see how you like it. I like it sometimes and sometimes I don't, but it can give a really cool, like, kind of like watercolory effect if you like that sort of thing. You can kind of see, if I zoom in, you see these kind of like edges around. That's kind of what I mean. Versus like these, it's not really leaving any sort of like kind of like hard edge with it. So I would say that this is kind of like a cousin to this line art watercolory brush here. So yeah, that's that one. The airbrush, man, the airbrush is, it's just a classic brush. It's just a classic brush that I use all the time. Let me see, I need to show you on this layer here. It's just soft. It's just a nice soft airbrush. Where are we? Let's do some color. Look at that. This, you know, it's just an airbrush. It's I don't know what else to like describe it. It's got soft edges. It doesn't taper really. I mean, it does, like, your pen pressure does affect it, but it is what it is. It's a nice soft airbrush. I love using this to like add glows or any sort of like softer details to my paintings, but it's just a really nice airbrush. So have fun with this one. Well, it literally says soft airbrush, so yeah. All right, the next one is gonna be soft texture. So this is another airbrush. Oh, hold on. See, it's a little bit too big. Let me shrink that down. Okay. This one is airbrush, but it has texture to it. Who doesn't love a little texture? You know, adding some texture to your piece can really make some parts of the piece pop, you know? So if you're looking for like kind of like a softer airbrush, but you also want a little bit of texture, well, try this one out. See if you like it. So same thing, softer brush, but with an added bonus of texture. It does also respond to pen pressure as well. All right, those are basically some of the rendering brushes that I have here. We're gonna move on over to more texture brushes. So this one is called, let me pull it up here, the flat brush. All right, I'm just gonna use the color black here. I'm actually tilting my pen a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit. You see how it's kind of like changing the angle? It does have a little bit of an angle on it, which is really cool and really fun. Like, it's really satisfying to go around and play around with this. I like using this flat brush since it has a little bit of texture to it to do environment works with it. Like doing any sort of like grass is like really satisfying. It blends really well. I have a lot of fun blending with it. So if I'm just like going in here and like painting some grass, you can, you know, make it a little bit smaller, do some like smaller little strands of grass. It's really good for fur, like if you're doing any sort of like fur on like a character's outfit or an animal or something like that. I really like the texture that it gives to give you that that fur feel. So I definitely like this one a lot. I would check it out if you're looking for that kind of texture and detail, and it gives like kind of the illusion of brush strokes, right? Like if you're using a brush and it has like the bristles and all of that. It's really nice. I'm a big fan, and it blends. Look, it just blends so well. It's just so pretty. So pretty, so fun, so satisfying. So very happy with the flat brush. You know, I should have probably put a little blip next to this one as well. But yeah, just check it out. I like it. If you're doing environment stuff, I definitely recommend. Okay, next one. Square texture brush. Alright, where are you, square texture brush? There you are. Okay. This one, let me make it a little bit bigger. Do it like that. It kind of curves with your like the one up here, the flat brush. It curves with the angle of your pen as well. But it doesn't have the same textures. It's just very flat. But it's also really fun for adding in details and all of that. So I'm picking like Christmas colors now for some reason, green and red. but as you can see, it's still really fun to play with, and I would check it out if you're looking for something with a little bit less texture, but you like that kind of like blocky look. I would think painting and rendering concept art would be like really fun with this one as well. So, look, I'm picking really bright, blinding colors. Does anybody else like to paint with really saturated colors, or is it just me? Because, like, the more saturated the colors, the happier I get. So sorry if I'm blinding you with these sample colors, but they're just so bright and happy. I love them. Oh, that's a nice color. Okay, anyways. Next one is the wet brush. All right. The wet brush. Again, let me make it a little bit bigger. As you can see here, it's got some texture around the edges. I'll zoom in a little bit more. Look at that. You see? Whoa! It rotates too. I don't know if you can see it. I can see it on my screen, but it's rotating with the angle of my pen as well, which is really nice and fun. It just gives some really cool, almost like a splatter effect, like a little splatter effect. But if you do like more bigger strokes, you can actually see the lines as if you were also using like some sort of paintbrush. So it's just kind of like a nice wet brush, adds some fun texture. Again, play around, experiment with all these things. You might not use a brush. There's been times where I've downloaded brushes and I didn't use them, and then all of a sudden I needed to get a specific texture for one specific illustration, and I knew which brush to use because I had played around and experimented with them. So it's good to know what you have to play with, right? So yeah, that's the wet brush. All right, I have 2 brushes here to go. I'm just gonna set this one up real quick so I can show you a little bit better. We're gonna just draw a little, kind of like a rock or something here, so I can show this brush a little bit better. So this is the Texture Nature brush, and I use this a lot for just adding little subtle details on rocks, like moss basically. You can use it in grass, whatever you want to use it for really. Tree bark, it's good for like adding little tiny details to tree barks, anything where you might need like a little bit of more environmental texture. It's really fun for adding those kinds of details. It does respond to pin pressure as well. Like I'm lightly pressing now, and then if I press a little bit harder, you know, it becomes a little bit more saturated. So that's fun. So if you're looking for a little bit of texture for your nature projects or for whatever, then check out this brush. It's a good one. I like it. The final brush I have is a skin texture brush. Let me pull that one up real quick. Here we go. And yeah, it basically just kind of mimics like pores, you know, the little textures that you would see on skin. I would say it's good for more than just like human beings. I've used it for adding textures for different animals. It's really fun for that. And you can like make the brush smaller and it scales down and makes the dots very small, or you can scale it up and you can get these bigger kind of prints, and it does like rotate around, which is fun. But yeah, check that out if you're needing a little extra texture for your skin. I'm gonna zoom out here so you can see. All right, you can see here that my top 5 brushes are gonna be the Magnus brush, the soft air brush, the liner line work brush, the G pen, and this pencil brush. These are the ones that I'm primarily using right now as of this video, so feel free to try them out. Again, the brushes are going to be available to download in the description, and they're completely free. Just have fun and experiment. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to go to the next part of this video where I'm going to show you how to actually look up this content ID number here in Clip Studio Paint so that you can download materials. There's a lot of really cool free assets that are on their material asset page. So that's where I found this pencil brush, my love right now, the love of my life, this brush. And then I'm going to show you my favorite blending brushes. Okay, these blending brushes are so good. So we're going to get to that, and I'm going to teach you how to look up that ID number. All right, let me show you real quick how to use that content ID number to search materials that you might find. So this is when you open and launch Clip Studio Paint, you usually start with this kind of launcher page before like you actually launch the program itself. You'll see different things that they have, their announcements. Under recommended materials, and also down here on top free materials, there's this little button here called assets. You just click that. Okay, it's going to bring you to a new page. And here, right here in the search, you just put in the number of the ones that I provided in this video, or any number that you know the material asset number to, and you hit go, and it'll bring it up right here. So this is for the blender brushes, which I'm about to show you here in this next part. So it's just really easy peasy. It's just going to be on your home page here, and you just, like I said, click assets and enter that number in the search bar. So hopefully that helps if you've never done that before. So let's go over to the blending brushes. I had to figure out where to click there for a second. So these blending brushes are so good. They're just so smooth. Literally, if you've been wanting a nice blender material for Clip Studio Paint, this is it, guys. This is it. So I'm just going to show you real quick the ones that I'm using. This is called the K blender. That's what, when you load it into Clip Studio Paint, that's what it reads as. And it has like 1 to 4 different blending levels, I would say. This first one is called K Blender Main, and look at that. Look how nice and smooth that is. That's just... I use K Blender Main primarily because I feel like it just gives the right amount of blend for me. But they have one that is a step up, and it's K Blender Strong. Here, I'm gonna zoom in. Not zoom in, but I'm gonna make this brush bigger. Look how much more it blends. Look at that. So nice. It's just, like I said, it's so smooth. This one's the main one. You can make it small, and you can kind of zoom in and have a little bit more control, and you can blend out the edges. I highly recommend this this blender set. Please check it out if you're looking for it. It is free as well. Hooray! We love free stuff, right? So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this because it's something that I use a lot of the times in my paintings now. This is another one. It's called K Blender Strong Slide, and I think it kind of like, it drags it, right? Kind of like if you were to use like kind of finger paint. Here, let me back up a little bit so we can see. So yeah, you can, this one is like for like sliding the color. And then that's the strong one, and the mild one, I'm guessing, is just a little bit less grip. Oh, well, I don't know, that kind of feels different. I've actually not played with this one before. This is the first time I'm playing with this slide one. Interesting. Okay, very cool. I'm gonna have to play with these K Blender Strong and Mild Slide more, I think, in future illustrations. Oh, how fun! Yay! See, look, you and I discovered something new in this video. I love experimenting with stuff and finding new things that can be like, ooh, I can use that. I don't know where or when, but probably I could use that. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you with this. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see. Here's the content ID number for it. It's 1930772. Just go ahead and enter that in the search bar if you want to download these awesome blender brushes. But yeah, all right, let me go back here. I hope you guys liked my quick little brush overview video. Like I said previously, if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. I would love to help you out the best that I can. And if you would like to catch me live, I am multi-streaming art content and creative content both here on YouTube and on Twitch. Twitch is my primary streaming platform, but I've also started doing stuff here on YouTube as well. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. So I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and happy painting, happy creating. Go make cool stuff, all right? See you later, guys. Bye-bye.